Fifth chapter of Paul's letter to the people in Philippi, 8th line. Truth matters. Think on what's honest, not because you must, but because it settles the mind. Nobility isn't rare. Notice where dignity stands quiet. Right choices often whisper instead of shout. Purity shows up in small acts, not grand displays. Lovely moments hide in plain sight. Watch for them. Admiration grows when attention shifts from noise to stillness. Excellence appears without warning, so stay ready. Worthwhile thoughts take root slowly, then spread. Think about such things. Stop rushing by without seeing. Pause instead of flying ahead when thoughts drift far away. Pause. Rest there a while. Allow space around it to grow. Older than any machine they made, that verse holds a secret their inventions never learned. Last time I checked, age stood at 87. Winter came twice that year. A man I called family went first, coughing his last into the cold air. Then another who felt like kin, gone before spring could thaw the ground. Both lost to fever in 91, their names added to mine like weights. It happened fast, one breath here, next thing silence, as if something unseen had settled its account. Most of my years passed without the web. A woman taught me words, even though she stumbled through them herself. Ink was what I used to write, actual liquid stuff. It left marks on skin, carried a scent close to breathing. Today I speak, not from rage toward people or places, not at all. Fear shapes these words instead, a quiet worry for what lies ahead. Truth hides where comfort fails to look. Out of sight now, not sudden, just fading, bit by bit. A silence grows where you once were, hardly noticeable, the way it takes hold. Morning light hits your eyes, then straight away, fingers find that smooth rectangle. Not a word to the sky, not a glance at the one sharing your bed. No pause to check how your body feels, just straight into someone else's routine, someone else's thoughts, their idea of a perfect start crowding out your own. Living, you name that life. Child, please. Waking up each day without truly feeling it, that is not life. Moving through moments while missing them entirely, like walking in a daze when you are supposed to be awake. That machine, the so-called artificial mind named AI, won't pull you from slumber. Instead, it pulls the blanket tighter over your eyes. I want to tell you about a woman named Ruth. Truth is, Ruth came from another family, just lived next door, same road, tiny town, never heard of it, most likely. Folks there, all connected somehow. One of those spots where doors stayed open and no one cared who walked through. That girl, Clara, belonged to Ruth. Little thing with a laugh loud enough to cross the yard. Oh, she'd show up when fireflies lit the air, plop down beside me on the step. Beans in a bowl, fingers busy peeling open pods. Not many words ever came from her mouth. Silence never felt empty, though. Sitting like that, just breathing the same warm dusk, it filled something. More than filling, it spilled over. Time passed, just like it does for everyone. The city took her next. A company hired her. Can't recall the name. Not important anyway. Here's what counts instead. Visits to her old house faded away. Far from sudden. Nope. Took its time. At first, Mama, I'll make it by Christmas. Later on, Mama, I'll give it a shot. After that, empty air. Just stillness. A long stretch without a word. One night, near the middle of winter, Ruth reached out. Air bit at the skin, stiff and unrelenting. Not just chilly, deeper than that. Her voice came slow through the phone line. There had been ink on paper, she explained. Words meant for Clara. written by hand without typing or screens. Things held back for years now moved into daylight. Pride, mostly. What words failed to carry when spoken simply sat there, spelled clearly. Empty rooms echo louder now. Missing her sits heavy in those corners. I asked Ruth if Clara had replied. Ruth stayed silent, minutes passing without a word. Then came stillness again, deeper than before. Out of nowhere, she mentioned how a message arrived, just 3 little words, words that stuck. The first one was thanks. Then came Mama. Last word? Busy. 3 words. Ruth stayed silent through tears. Over the line, no sobbing came, yet a shift echoed in her voice. A fracture occurred deep within. Healing won't reset it right. It wasn't something Clara understood. Those 3 words meant nothing at first, since no one ever told her. No one pointed out how long a single letter can take. How each line carried part of Ruth's soul, placed gently onto the page like an offering. She just hadn't learned, simply because she'd never stayed quiet long enough to sense what it takes to fill ink with feeling for someone dear. This generation lets it slip away. Stillness matters too. Waiting changes nothing on its own. The ability to feel the weight of another person's life. Right now, I've been around long enough to witness this change unfold. Slowly, not sudden, but stretched across years. One moment at a time, I saw it grow. Pay attention here. Actually pay attention, not while thinking about something else. A machine won't whisper this truth. A screen sits blank when it comes to showing you that one thing. The first thing, filled silence is not nothing. It holds more than words ever could. Back then, stillness just happened. A chair on the edge of a house felt like enough. Light shifted across the yard, slow and plain. Nothing pushed to be said, nothing needed to explain it. The hush stayed close, like something that already knew you. These days, quiet feels scary to most folks. The instant eyes open, music or podcasts rush in through earbuds. Sitting by yourself without grabbing a device, that hardly ever happens anymore. A silent space makes them uneasy, like an alarm bell ringing softly in the background. Stillness speaks louder than noise ever could. What feels missing was never gone. Only your way of listening shifted over time. Truth hums beneath every distraction, waiting without rushing. God talks when everything goes quiet. Only then does your thinking slow enough to notice. When noise takes up each moment, meaning slips away unseen. Stillness lets what counts rise without warning. Without gaps in sound, truth has no way to enter. Your thoughts need space, just like roots need dark soil. Noise crowds out more than silence ever could. What matters speaks softly, always between breaths. The second thing. A screen cannot hold your hand. Sure, it seems basic. Yet pause a moment. Actually sit with that thought. Fear hits. Deep, raw fear. Where do your hands turn? A loved one slipping away. You're beside them in a stiff chair. Breath sharp like broken windows. What keeps your ribs from collapsing? A shape forms, not digital, not sound. Flesh warmth presses into your fingers. Breathing presence, holding tight. Here's something strange about this machine people keep talking about. It pulls poems out of thin air. Questions get answered quicker than old books on dusty shelves ever managed. Yet when lights go off, it stays empty. Your sadness passes right through it. Love? That part just doesn't work. One day you might wake up old, surrounded by silence, wondering how the ones who cared slipped away, because replacing them with something easier slowly empties the room. Moments pass, connections fade, then confusion sets in like a slow fog. Who stayed? Not the ones you pushed aside for convenience. Empty chairs accumulate when comfort wins over courage. The truth arrives late, whispered through years of missed calls and unopened doors. Third, fingers remember what the mind forgets. Cloud storage fades when power fails. Holding his hand comes back first, how it fit in mind during walks. Not a picture, but that touch stays clear. The scent of his soap shows up next, drifting through memory like it's still there. Then laughter, sudden, from the kitchen, sparked by some joke on the radio. Moments arrive one at a time, never all at once. My bones remember them. Underneath the surface of my arms and hands, they stay. Even now, that melody plays. My chest tightens like it did back then. Here you are, slipping memories into a device. Snapshots of meals, sunsets, time with kids, each saved, uploaded, left behind. Later, wanting to touch that feeling again, really taste it, it slips away. Never quite real anymore, since you never just stayed inside the moment, just recorded it. Funny thing, most folks miss it at first glance. Not small though, huge, actually. Fourth, sitting tight doesn't mean you're stuck. Quiet strength often moves fastest when it waits. Right now, that is what matters most today. Answers must come fast. Results cannot wait. Gratification needs to be immediate. 30 seconds passes. Attention drifts elsewhere. Yet what holds weight, kindness, understanding, purpose, days worth remembering, never rushes in. These arrive on their own time, not within half a minute. Few things demand time like trust built slow through quiet moments. Real connection grows where presence shows, year after year without fanfare. The longest journey? Facing your own reflection, learning its shape, one truth at a time. Instant results come at a price. While speeding up every task, the device quietly takes what matters most. What grows a person cannot be rushed. That slow build-up vanishes without notice. A hidden cost hides behind quick outputs. Time spent waiting once shaped character. Now gaps are filled before they form. The pause between steps used to teach patience. Each shortcut removes more than time. Something vital slips away unseen. Minutes pass like footsteps on wet sand. Right now stretches longer than memory recalls. Hours pile up without asking permission. Patience wears thin under constant pressure. Each breath marks another stage crossed. Fifth, this one though, it drags like stone. What counts shows up in how you guide your kids, even if you do not realize it. Dinner time comes around, phones laid flat against wood grain, attention lands where it should. Faces light up without screens glowing between them. What sits in front of you outweighs whatever hums inside a pocket. Moments stack quietly when eyes stay lifted. This isn't about rules, just presence. The way someone laughs across the table sticks better than any notification. Quiet spaces speak loudest sometimes. You notice more when nothing else demands noticing. Time slows because nobody rushes to reply. These seconds gather weight without fanfare. A glance holds more than a message ever could. Life lives here, in plain sight. Nothing dramatic, just real. Midway through talking with your kid, grabbing the phone sends a quiet message. It says the device holds more weight than their words. That moment teaches more than you might think. Screens start feeling louder than voices. Attention slips, even if just for seconds. What gets your gaze becomes what matters most. Your move shapes their understanding, not by saying it, but doing it. Not by herself did Ruth's daughter Clara figure out how to overlook that note. Somewhere she picked it up. By observing, maybe. While living were quick pushed aside, careful, and value showed in clicks instead of quiet thought. Who knows what kind of person grows from how you live each day? Wherever your focus lands, that becomes part of them. Not every moment counts. Most do. Shape it without words, just by staying aware. Sixth, a thought may cross its circuits, yet curiosity never sparks. Wonder stays absent, even when logic runs deep. Not every mind moment has a goal. Solving things takes focus. Yet floating inside uncertainty can feel just as real. A question without answers might still belong there. Peace shows up when you stop chasing replies. Colors shift in evening light because air scatters rays differently. Tears rise with songs during low moments, since sound deepens feeling. Life ending leads to unknown ground where answers fade like smoke. A machine was never built to reply to those, not its purpose at all. Feeling them matters more than solving. Sitting still while they linger changes something. They travel alongside, always present, never loud. Wonder fades when answers come too fast. Machines reply without pause, yet silence shapes thought. Without space to question, curiosity slips away. That quiet spark, human at its core, begins to dim. A mind untouched by doubt grows heavy, not wise. Number 7 comes next. That's the final point. Love shows up when it's hard. That's exactly why it matters. Slow things happen in love. Not every moment has a purpose. Sometimes it just stumbles forward, uneven, unpolished. Machines do not understand its rhythm. Midnight roads soaked by storm light bring you closer, though distance says otherwise. A pen moves across paper slowly, forming words meant for hands that may never hold them. Silence fills corners where footsteps would escape, yet feet remain flat on the floor. Choice returns each morning, especially when routine grinds and applause is absent. Here's something machines just won't get. They're designed to simplify tasks after all. Yet love doesn't show up looking for shortcuts. Instead, it waits until someone decides. That act of picking, so lovely, aching, refusing to let go, might just be what makes you real. It's messy, human, yours. Listen up. This matters. Pay attention right here, right now. Just because I talk about machines doesn't mean I think they're out to get us. Not at all. Anyone claiming that is ignoring reality. These tools assist humans every single day. Good comes from them, that much is clear. Still, what I mean is clear. Hold it close, like a note tucked deep into your pocket. Beyond basic tasks, operation stretches wide. Questions get replies, not silence. From nothing, ideas appear. Voices rise, smooth, near-human tones fill the space. Understanding seems real, though it might not be. Yet they lack what makes someone truly alive. Grief finds them absent when you need presence. A hand held, that touch stays beyond their reach. Love, this is something they are built without. Sunsets pass unnoticed by their awareness. Choice belongs to flesh and blood, not circuits or code. One morning you might wake and find yourself empty after giving every piece of your days, your focus, even the quiet moments between sunrise and sleep. What slips away quietly is who you really are, replaced by choices that felt easier at the time. Moments stack into years when you let small comforts pull you off course. Your presence in your own story fades a little each time. You choose ease over being real. The cost shows up later, not with noise, but in silence where meaning once lived. This is what gets swapped. Most folks fail to notice it occurs at all. There it is. Years of looking haven't made it easier. That thing frightens me. It's not the strength of the machines that matters, because the people are not paying attention. This moment is when it begins. Skip waiting till later. Choose now instead. Sit back. Rest your eyes now. Close them if you want. Take 5 minutes without looking at anything bright. Pick up the phone. Reach out to a person who matters. Say their name aloud. Hear their breath catch when they answer. Feel words move between you without typing. Listen close. Let sound fill the space where silence sat before. Start by sitting in a space where silence settles. Stay still without moving. Breathe slowly while letting your hands rest. Be present even if thoughts drift near. Watch how moments arrive on their own. Start somewhere, maybe with a name, maybe with silence. Let the page wait without pressure. Lines appear when hands keep moving, even slowly. Thoughts find their way through shaky letters. Someone will hold that paper later. Feel the trace of your moment. Words need not be perfect, only honest. The mail goes out regardless. Human you are, not something built in a factory. Designed to feel, never to mimic cold gears ticking on. Fresh air fills your lungs now. Warmth stays close to your skin. Life moves through you without asking. Don't forget that. I'm tired now. Go live. 5th chapter of Letters from Paul, Part 4, Line 8. Think about such things. Pause, breathe, read slow, stay put. Think. Just about everything from me right now. May your days be light and steady.